Centered in black supremacy, we're indestructible. We're indestructible. Because if I was we-centered, then I went and got me a job as soon as the first people that said they agreed with me was with me. As soon as they left, I went and got me a job. But I didn't. I was black supremacy centered, so I stayed centered. You follow me? And a type of centeredness in that goes beyond individualism. It goes beyond individualism. Because it's in the hearts of everybody that's a part of what we're doing. You see what I'm saying? So because more numbers come up, stay on black supremacy, not mobism, not gangsterism, and I'm only saying that because I've seen it happen before. You have a thing together where men come together and it's a whole bunch of testosterone, and when the test gets tossed, you're wrong. Follow what I'm saying? It's a reality. Come together, now we're ready, we're going to get it, we're going to do this, that, and the other. Doesn't work like that. The subtle movements are the strongest. If you got to choose between Taekwondo and Tai Chi, go with the Tai Chi. If you got to use Taekwondo, you in that situation, you got to strike. But if it's going to be a daily art, do Tai Chi, because it encompasses the striking positions and the healing and the way of being. Other arts don't encompass that. They only really work for combat. You see what I'm saying? This must be an art that goes beyond combat but prepares you for combat. You see what I'm saying? In Tai Chi is combat, but in it is enlightenment as well. It's serenity of mind. That's what black supremacy is. Taekwondo people, you look at them, they just looking for somebody to fight all the time. Their whole posture says that I'm a black belt and I'll whoop your ass. All the time. They go into bars to track fights. And I'm not saying it's not people of other styles that do this, but I've seen this in them. They quick to break arms and break legs for unnecessary reasons. Their style is not validated unless they have a belt. Tai Chi, your style is validated based upon your inner peace. Based upon your surety about the movement. Do you see what I'm saying? It's not based upon how many people you whoop, how many belts you got, or even a master. Your level of health and your level of chi that can be identified by other people with chi. You follow? It's the basis of the art form. So our way must not be obscured in the numbers. It must be solidified by ones. The ones that are standing wholeheartedly in a position of black supremacy and black enlightenment. Now, us maintaining what we're building is more important than us taking over the world. Because even after we take over the world, we have to maintain what we build. So maintaining what we're building is simultaneous with the process of taking over the world. One is an insurrection that leads in nothing. The other is us constructing our new world as the old one is dying. Do y'all see what I'm saying? These blocks are dying. These houses are abandoned. Our community is dying. And in the midst of that dying, look what's being constructed out of it. Look what's coming out of this abandoned block. A new world is coming out of it, right? A new type of property ownership is coming out of this. A new type of mentality, a new type of mindset is being born out of a dying one. So we didn't even have to attack them. We just begin to overlay our new world on it. Do y'all see that? Because theirs is dying anyway. The crack game is over with. They got too many enemies dealing with that reality than to have to be worried about us. So while theirs is dying, while Satan is casting off Satan, a God is being born every day. Satan is casting out Satan, and Satan really is the only one that can cast out Satan. And anybody else trying to cast him out is distracted by what they really should be doing. So we have to build daily, construct our paradigm daily, and that's daily maintenance of what we're doing. That means we got to go beyond an ego of saving the world to go to a reality of creating the world. And how we maintain and construct the temples and deal with the confrontations that are coming is how we create our new world. The new spot that we have. The Big Bear Temple, which I also alternately call it the Black Reality Campsite. That's our campsite. Some of us talk about we want to live outdoors. But we can't live outdoors if you can't live in a cold building. Do you understand what I mean? That's the first step. To talk about being outdoors and being a soldier, and we've been rational. We want to jump into soldierism, but we don't want to take the simple steps. You follow what I'm saying? To prepare ourselves to deal with that. It's simple steps to prepare yourself to deal with that. It's the process. You don't have to jump yourself into failure. You can process yourself into success. You see what I'm saying? So before we talk about going living in the most harsh condition, which I've already survived it, consciously, I'm not talking about circumstances that you had to go through. It's not the same. To consciously, it's one thing to go hungry and to consciously fast. Some people say, well, I've been through them circumstances too. But did you consciously go through them circumstances, or did you find yourself in a situation that you had to deal with? I consciously got my sleeping bag and looked at 40-degree weather daily at night with options and chose that option. That's a different mentality. You are here choosing the option to go through the circumstances that are necessary to black supremacy. That's different from the old situations that you went through. You choose it. It's a different type of consciousness that's invested in it. So in order to consciously subject ourselves to the harshness that it takes to transform ourselves, that's going to take a strong mentality. It's going to take a strong mentality. And it's a process to building up a stronger mentality. Before we can go and live out and just open up any building or go all the way out in the cold and live outside, outdoors, there's simple steps to building ourselves for those who that is their goal. You follow what I'm saying? That's not my goal necessarily, to go live outdoors in the cold right now. While there may be for some here. That's not mine. But I'm not against that. But I challenge, if that's your objective, to be at that level of warfare, that you would easily be able to take on simple daily challenges, right? Of preparing yourself to get to that level. If that's what you want to create. You don't have to do nothing. And you're best at doing what you really want to do. You feel me? When you go beyond self-denial. You don't have to do anything. That's why we have computer work. You follow? We have maintenance of the internal temple. We have a lot of stuff to do besides get your gun and go out and kill white people. Some people tell me that when we're going to kill the white people, I said, well, go ahead and do it. Just make sure you lock the door when you leave. And don't tell me about nothing. Nobody's stopping you from doing anything or against you doing anything. But what we're going to do is what we're going to do and what we have found valuable to even get to you and get this message to you. You follow what I'm saying? We're not quick to go run out and kill white people tomorrow afternoon. That's not our objective. Our objective is to solidify our community and what we have established and build and expand that to expand the security for our people. Because until we can talk about changing people and change the world, we should at least be able to secure something realistically. We can't secure a building, you follow, and get it online, but we're going to go to Africa. We can't secure the abandoned property in Detroit, and we know the area, or in Gary, Indiana, we know the area, but we're going to go all the way to Africa and secure someplace we've never been before. Because we get so rational, we self-destruct by getting too far from simple changes. You see what I'm saying? It's the simple things that are our greatest importance. It's the simple things. So with the space that we have, our object is to get that space online. That's a project. Not online as in plumbing. There are no plumbers here. We don't want to outsource all of our labor because then we need white supremacy to do that. Y'all hear what I'm saying? If somebody say, well, I got plumbing, I got a plumbing job, I'm doing this, I'm going to charge you for that. We're not trying to have everybody pay us for everything, charge everybody for everything. Because we're still dealing with what? White supremacy, right? Because we're dealing with money, and those people are not with us. So when we have no money and we need plumbing, guess who we don't have? Them. We need to build more solid relationships of people we do have, right? If we say right now we need healers, how much money you need for a healer? If we say we need someone that is a divine nutritionist and chef that can prepare food for us, how much money do we need right now? So if we're going to need plumbing and carpentry, how much money are we going to need for that in the future? So we should not be always being on a monetary system is not necessarily preparing us for sovereignty. So we need to learn how to make these conditions as most livable with what we have. The revolutionary learns to use what they have. The consumer tries to buy everything. That's the difference. So we got water coming out of a hole in the building. That's the water we should use. So we get people online, right, who have what? Carpentry and plumbing skills. Am I correct? Make the best out of what we have, and what we have will begin to get better. Once again, make the best out of what we have, and what we have will begin to get better. So we're going to need to get that place as online as possible, as we can do within our power and within resources that we have as a group. The more we use other people with a different mind, the more we what? Bring a different mind into what we're doing. We learned this from the past. We got to use our own mind to get this done if we want this to be the permeating thought. Even if we use a lot of people's resources that are on capitalism and we depend on them, they're going to say, well, you're telling us to be against capitalism, but you need my money. How could you be against capitalism against you needing my money? That's why we don't have people tithing or people making organized and frequent donations, because we understand that mentality. We say make donations as you need, as you want to. We put no pressure on people to give any money to what we're doing. Why? Because we're against money? No, we want to maintain the integrity of what we are doing. Maintaining the integrity of black supremacy is more than getting money. Even maintaining the integrity of black supremacy is even more than getting property or getting land. People have been killing themselves, black people have been killing themselves over land for the last 400 years. Land has nothing to do with black supremacy or sovereignty. It's the mentality of people on the land that determines sovereignty and black supremacy. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? So we pull people out of the project of the house and sacrificed it. Say, well, look, we'd rather pull our people together and build synergy than try to hold down a building. This ain't about no building. This is not about getting resources to run a building. You hear what I'm saying? This is about black supremacy growing into buildings, expanding into spaces and community and houses. But if that is not expanding into the houses, then they are unnecessary and they're just like every other house on the block. This has to be multiplied, and this energy has to be duplicated wherever it lands itself. If this is not being duplicated, we're not doing absolutely nothing. Do you follow what I'm saying? We had all the money and the material in the world, didn't we? But we wasn't doing this. So you think if we get money and material that we're doing something different than when we were getting money and material in the world? We're not. We've made this about getting money and material. I made this about eating rice and oatmeal and beans for revolution. That's how I got to this point to be right here in front of you. And I'm still making it about that. Just because we got a little something more to eat, I ain't made it about nothing else. And I make sure not to make it about anything else, but expanding and securing the integrity of black supremacy. That's our objective everywhere we go. So we always got to weigh that. We got to weigh that. We didn't want to turn it into a